So you've created your first speech, you've done a little biographical or autobiographical speech. Now we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it with some order. And I'm going to teach you a method to create a speech that has an actual method to its madness. This is going to be a fairly short video. There are going to be 4 videos here. This is this video that gives you the overall plan, how we create a speech like this. Then we're going to do one on brainstorming, one on creating stories for support, and then one for arranging your support. Now, the important thing to realize here is I'm going to be using a PowerPoint presentation to show you this. Now, we're going to talk about a quick and simple method to create a speech. This method you can use to introduce yourself, introduce a product or an idea, or maybe you're going to be a best man or a maid of honor. It works well for anything like that. What I want to point out here is that we're going to look at 3 steps to creating a speech. And we're looking at both at the body, the introduction, and the conclusion. We're starting with the body because obviously you have to have that before you can have an introduction or a conclusion. So how do you create the body of a speech? Well, you start out by thinking of 3 adjectives that describe you. Maybe you're benevolent. Okay, maybe you're benevolent and patient. Maybe you're benevolent, patient, and maybe fast. I don't know, whatever. But you've got 3 words that describe you. So you're going to take those 3 words, and then you're going to use those 3 words in a very specific pattern. I'm going to talk about how to brainstorm to come up with those words in another video. But right now, once you've got your 3 words, define the 3 words in your terms. Do not use the dictionary. Define those words in your terms. What does benevolent mean to you? What does patient mean to you? So that your audience knows that it's from you and what it means. Now, we're going to then back up our assertions. That would be what you'd be doing in a normal speech. Here, you're telling a story to support your assertion that you are benevolent. It's simply support for an assertion. How do you do that? Well, we're going to talk about how to create stories in another video. But when you're creating the body of a speech, you have to get 3 adjectives, define the words, create the support, and then arrange the order of the main points. There is a pattern that I'm going to teach you in a future video, so don't worry, we'll get to that later. Now, we have to create a theme. The theme is basically what we would call the thesis statement of any other speech. So your theme here, we're taking John Jones. John Jones says that he's rough, tender, and strong. So what kind of a theme could you put together for that? Well, let's say you go to a grocery store and you think about, you go through the fruits and vegetables, you see a pineapple, say, hey, that's John Jones, okay? John Jones is rough, tender, and strong, just like a pineapple. Pineapple is rough on the outside, tender and sweet on the inside, and it has that strong inner core. So we've created a theme. So we're going to now move on to introducing the speech, and we're going to use that theme. When we introduce the speech, we have to tell the audience who we are, state the theme, and then preview the main points. We're going to do that right now. Hey, I'm John Jones. You know, the next time you're in the grocery store, you walk down through the fruits and vegetables, and you're going to find me. Look over there in the pineapple section. There I am. I'm that guy who's kind of rough on the outside, sweet and tender on the inside, but really strong. I've got a really strong core. Now, I've just mentioned 3 words, and I'm going to talk to you about those 3 words. I'll talk to you in just a moment. We'll move on right now. Now, what I've just done is I've done a little transition from the theme into the body of the speech. Now, let's look at how we create the conclusion to the speech. How do you end a speech? You always want to end a speech with a bang. You don't want to end it with a whimper, a thank you, that's it. You want to end it with some strength. So let's look at it this way. Reiterate the 3 words and tie the 3 words into yourself with a reference to your theme. So John Jones says, hey, the next time you're in the grocery store and you see that pineapple, you're seeing me, that guy that's a rough, tough, and tender guy. So when you start creating your speech, remember you've got to first of all create the body of the speech, then create the introduction, then create the conclusion. We'll talk about this some more. We're almost done.